News that's coming in at the moment. Sources have told India Today that the special investigation team investigating the Dharmasthala issue has arrested the masked man at 6 a.m. today. He was questioned from last evening till this morning at 6 a.m. Post-questioning, he's formally been arrested. He will be produced before the magistrate by this evening. This arrest is based on false information given to the investigating team. Massive twist that we are now seeing. Dharmasthala masked complainant has now been arrested. Sources have told India Today that this person has been questioned till 6 a.m. in the morning. Dharmasthala became a big issue when there were several questions that were being asked with regards to the complaints that were being done. Dharmasthala case. In fact, Sujata Bhatt also has now done a big U-turn on the missing daughter complaint that she had filed. The SIT team was formed, the special investigation team was formed, and they were probing the ongoing Dharmasthala case. There were allegations that there have been suspicious deaths and burials. Sujata Bhatt earlier claimed that she had a daughter named Ananya Bhatt who went missing after a trip to Dharmasthala way back in 2003. This is a massive twist that we are seeing taking place in the Dharmasthala case. The special investigation team investigating the Dharmasthala issue has arrested the masked man. He was questioned from late evening till this morning 6 a.m. Post-questioning, he has formally been arrested. He will be produced before the magistrate by this evening. Arrest is based on false information given to the investigating team. This is a big controversy which has now been exposed. There was an attempt, and that is what a lot of experts were also pointing fingers at, to malign the Hindu religious places. This had actually become extremely religious. It all began when the lady who had said that she had a daughter who went missing after she went to a trip to Dharmasthala in 2003. Sujata Bhatt had said that she thinks that allegedly this is a case where her daughter was also being buried. Now she is claiming she never had a daughter. My colleague Nagarjun Dwarkanath is now joining me on the story. Nagarjun, this is big news which is coming in at the moment. False information was being given. We understand that he will be produced before the magistrate in the evening today.
Well, that's true. What we are picking up from our sources is that SIT the team which is investigating this Dharmasthala issue, had grilled the masked man who had initially given the complaint with a piece of skull also to the FSL team. Now he was grilled from last evening till 6 a.m. this morning, and he was formally arrested at 6 a.m. and now he's being produced before the court by evening. He's now taken to the hospital for medical checkup to follow the protocol. Before anyone being produced to the court, he needs to undergo a medical checkup. What we are picking up from our sources is that he is arrested based on the false information that he had given. And what was the information that he gave or confessed before the SIT? Initially, he gave a complaint to the Beltangadi police station with a skull, claiming that he had kept burying bodies from 1994 to 2014 in Dharmasthala based on the temple authorities' instructions. He also had given an interview to India Today Sagai Raj, speaking about how he could not sleep overnight and he had guilt conscious. There could be dead bodies coming in his dream, and hence he came out clean about being asking him to bury the dead bodies from the temple administration. And now 18 such spots or 16 such spots were dug up. Nothing found till now is what the SIT said. And based on that investigative evidence, they have arrested him after questioning him overnight because they feel that he's given false information. We'll have to wait and watch what are the grounds of the arrest when they produce before the court. We would have access to the document. In a couple of hours, we'll exactly know the reasons why the masked man is arrested.
Right, Nagarjun, a lot of people at the moment are also pointing fingers that is it religious? Is that the crux of what we are looking at the moment? And he did, when the person came out and said that he was the one who was being asked to allegedly bury these dead bodies, it became a huge controversial point.
Well, that's true. It became a political fight also. We saw the debate in the Karnataka Assembly where BJP hit out at the government for trying to take sides with leftist parties, is what the BJP alleges,
right.
That people who want to bring bad name to
Nagarjun, please stay on with me. GS Prasant, who's the BJP Karnataka spokesperson, he's now joining me on the story. Mr. Prasant, do you believe that this is a religious battle? At the core of this is religion?
Before you get down to what is the core of the issue, you look at how Congress has dealt with it. They wanted to belittle the beliefs of lakhs of Hindu devotees. The moment the leftist groups wanted an SIT to be formed, the CM initially said no, but within 4 hours, he did a U-turn and formed the SIT, and also gave protection to the so-called whistleblower without even following due procedures. How can he be a whistleblower when preliminary investigation also not carried out? It means without even getting on to prima facie investigation, basic investigation to even uncover the, fundamental truths about it, they went into the notion that the masked man is actually giving proper information without even proper inquiry. And therefore, once the state government now has been caught napping and that there's nothing found despite, continuous digging for so many days, now only to protect its image, the Congress government has now arrested the complainant. They should have been done in the first instance without carrying out preliminary investigation. They should not have proceeded to form the SIT. And now that the SIT was formed, this man under no circumstance could have been a whistleblower, because he will become a whistleblower only when inquiry has been done and police prima facie finds out that there is truth in what he's saying and that he is able to help the police in discovering the truth. Only then probably he could have been treated as a whistleblower. All the established norms for treating him as a whistleblower were given a go-by, and he was given all the protection. And now his truths have been bundled out. They have arrested him as a face-saving matter for the state government. This was done, I repeat, only to belittle the beliefs of Hindu devotees, and this is under the complete, the toolkit of the Congress was activated here. The leftists led the agenda, and the CM followed their orders.
Do you also believe that the government, the state government in the state of Karnataka, should have first made sure that an investigation takes place before believing the person? Because the SIT now is clearly pointing towards the fact that all these things that the so-called whistleblower was speaking about, they were all false.
Don't you think so? When anybody makes an allegation more so such a big nature, don't you think the police is supposed to conduct basic investigation, preliminary investigation and inquiry, and find out the veracity of the claims being made? And just because he made some large claim saying that hundreds of women were buried, it might have been shocking to hear, but police should not have carried away by the numbers being stated by the complainant, but instead they should have done the preliminary inquiry and then decided what is the next way forward, which they did not follow. This, I repeat, this was done only to break the faith of Hindu devotees. They want to malign the Hindu deities. They want to malign the pilgrimage sites that Hindus visit in large numbers, and this toolkit now has been exposed.
Right. Mr. Prasant, you are speaking about Hindu devotees. So do you also believe, and this is the question that I was asking earlier also, that do you believe that this is religious in nature, these kind of allegations which have been made against a Hindu site?
It is definitely a bit to malign the Hindu devotees and the Hindu deities. Because what else explains this attitude of the government and the police now? When somebody makes a claim, immediately the police accept that as the gospel. And they go ahead, form SITs, and in record time carry out investigations. Had they shown this sort of, eagerness towards governance and administration, Karnataka would have been definitely a better place in the last 2 years, which they have not done. This is only for their political mileage, and this is the leftist toolkit, which is anti-Bharat, anti-Sanatana Dharma, anti-Hindus.
Right, thank you. GS Prasant, who's BJP Karnataka spokesperson, pointing fingers and saying that the government should have done a thorough investigation before believing an iota of what the alleged whistleblower has been speaking about.